You buy a $90,000 Escalade thinking you're getting the best V8 GM ever made. 420 horsepower, pure confidence. But at 60,000 miles, it dies on the highway. No warning, just silence. Then you find out thousands more are doing the same. So how does a dream engine become a nightmare that won't quit? This 420 horse V8 sounds like thunder, but it's dying from the inside. The 6.2-liter L87 V8 looks like a success story on paper. It powers GM's biggest trucks and SUVs: the Escalade, Tahoe, Suburban, Yukon, Silverado, and Sierra. It makes about 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, using modern tech like direct injection, variable valve timing, and dynamic fuel management. It's supposed to give power and efficiency in one package. But behind that promise, thousands of owners are facing serious problems. Engines that should run for 200,000 miles are failing before 80,000. Some drivers report knocking noises, oil pressure loss, or total shutdowns with no warning. In a few cases, engines catch fire. GM eventually confirmed that nearly 600,000 vehicles could have a manufacturing defect and announced a recall in 2025. According to the official documents, two main issues are to blame. First, tiny bits of metal, sediment left over from the manufacturing process, can block oil passages or scratch bearings. Second, some crankshafts were made slightly out of specification. These problems reduce lubrication, increase friction, and lead to bearing failure. Once that happens, the engine can lose oil pressure and seize. Owners describe sudden breakdowns on highways and expensive repairs. One Silverado owner said his engine failed with only 40,000 miles. Another reported that the repair shop found metal flakes in the oil pan. Some dealers say they see 2 or 3 L87 failures every week. Replacing an engine takes more than 18 hours of labor, and new engines are sometimes on back order for weeks. GM's recall includes inspection, new oil filters, and a change to thicker 0W40 oil for engines that pass tests. Engines that fail inspection are replaced with newer units built after June 2024. Even with these steps, many owners worry the same problem could happen again. So how did GM's most advanced small block engine turn into one of its biggest reliability headaches? Next, we look at why this smart V8 might be too clever for its own good. GM swore this was their smartest engine, but it's smarter than its own good. GM had one goal in 2019: make a V8 that met new fuel rules without giving up power. That's how the 6.2-liter L87 came to life. It used the same small block bones that powered Corvettes and Silverados for decades, but GM packed it with new systems that thought for themselves. Direct fuel injection, variable valve timing, and dynamic fuel management turned this old-school layout into a high-tech experiment. Dynamic fuel management sounded brilliant. It could shut off up to 4 cylinders in microseconds to save fuel, then bring them back the moment you hit the gas. In theory, it gave you the muscle of a V8 and the mileage of a V6. GM sold it hard. Power when you need it, efficiency when you don't. But engines are not great at living double lives. Switching cylinders on and off creates uneven heat and pressure. Bearings see changing loads. Oil flow keeps shifting, and metal expands and cools again and again. Over time, those tiny changes start adding up. By 2021, some owners noticed strange ticking sounds after only a few thousand miles. One Silverado owner said his truck felt off after a long trip by the next morning. It wouldn't start. Mechanics began reporting patterns, lifters collapsing, bearings wearing unevenly, and crankshafts scarring. The same tech that made the L87 efficient was now turning into its biggest stress point. Therefore, what GM called progress began to look like over-engineering. Old-school V8s used to survive abuse with simple oil and timing. The L87 demanded computer precision, perfect machining, and clean oil flow. Any small mistake could destroy it. The engine became a balancing act between intelligence and fragility. Next comes the hard truth: real owners losing engines long before they hit 80,000 miles. People are losing engines before they even hit 80,000 miles. It started showing up in forums first. Silverado owners posting that their trucks quit with no warning, some under 60,000 miles. One guy said his 2022 Sierra made a light knocking sound for a week, then shut off in the middle of an intersection. The shop told him the bearings failed and the block was cracked. That repair quote: over $15,000. By late 2024, thousands of stories like that began piling up. NHTSA's database showed more than 28,000 complaints. Out of those, over 14,000 drivers said their trucks lost power completely while driving. GM admitted 12 crashes and 12 injuries tied to those failures. 42 owners even reported engine fires. Most of the affected trucks were built between 2021 and 2024. About 597,630 in total across the US service centers started noticing a trend. Some dealers said they were replacing 2 L87 engines every week. Others ran out of engines completely because replacement stock was back-ordered for up to 5 weeks. Mechanics said new engines sometimes failed again. One manager told reporters, "It's a gamble. Some new blocks fail out of the box." The recall finally arrived in April 2025, but by then, many owners had already paid out of pocket. GM estimated only 3% of the recalled engines were defective, but that still meant nearly 18,000 trucks at risk of total failure. Some owners said their check engine lights never came on before the breakdown. Others said they heard knocking for days, then total silence. Therefore, a lot of people lost faith. These were not cheap trucks. Some sold for $90,000. They expected a decade of reliability, not a $20,000 repair bill. However, the next story shows how one breakdown hit harder than anyone expected. A $30,000 loss overnight. One guy's Escalade blew up and cost him 30 grand overnight. A livery business owner in Texas had built his company around one thing: reliability. His 2023 Cadillac Escalade was the pride of his fleet. It carried clients to airports and meetings every day, clocking hundreds of miles a week. The 6.2-liter V8 ran smooth until one night it didn't. He said the engine made a sharp metallic pop, then the dashboard filled with warnings. Seconds later, the SUV lost power in the middle of the freeway with passengers inside. The tow truck bill was $600. The diagnosis came 2 days later. Total engine failure from bearing damage and a cracked crankshaft. GM told him the repair would take 6 weeks because replacement engines were on back order. The estimate, $30,000. That single breakdown wiped out his monthly revenue. He had to rent another SUV just to keep his business running. Stories like his pushed the issue into headlines. Forums filled with similar cases. A Yukon Denali stranded during a family trip. A Silverado owner losing oil pressure while towing a boat, and a Tahoe that caught fire outside a grocery store. Some engines failed under 20,000 miles. Others right after warranty expired. Dealers started warning customers that parts shortages made repairs slow. Some owners said GM covered full engine replacements under recall. Others said they were denied because the failure happened before the official recall date. Therefore, tension kept growing between customers and dealerships. GM claimed the problem affected about 3% of vehicles, but the number of complaints suggested a wider spread. For small business owners, these failures weren't just mechanical, they were financial disasters. However, as investigations deepened, engineers traced the real cause to something almost invisible: microscopic bits of metal hidden deep inside the engine's oil system. Tiny bits of metal inside this thing are killing 500,000 trucks. After months of testing, GM engineers finally discovered something shocking. The failures were not from design errors or drivers pushing too hard. They traced it back to the factory floor. During production, microscopic metal sediment, left over from machining the crankshafts and connecting rods, had been getting trapped inside oil passages. Those tiny particles were supposed to be cleaned out before the engines were sealed, but some slipped through. When that happens, the damage starts small and silent. The metal scratches the bearings, oil flow weakens, and friction rises. Every rotation of the crank spreads the wear further. Over time, the protective oil film breaks down and the bearing overheats. Once that layer fails, the metal rubs directly against metal at thousands of RPM. It takes seconds for the crank to seize. That's when owners hear the dreaded knock or total engine stop. GM's own recall report confirmed this contamination, along with another major issue. Some crankshafts were slightly out of spec. The surface finish or dimensions were off by tiny margins. A few microns may not sound like much, but in a precision engine, that's enough to cut its life short. Therefore, the combination of poor cleaning and bad machining created the perfect storm. GM estimated around 3% of the 597,630 recalled vehicles might carry these defects, which means up to 17,000 2,900 engines could fail, but the number of real-world cases looked higher, judging by the 28,000 complaints already logged with regulators. Dealers said even some replacement engines failed because early replacement stock came from the same supply batches. However, once the problem became public, GM had to act fast. The company's fix would sound simple: thicker oil and new caps. But many owners wondered how that could solve a problem buried deep in the metal. GM's big fix was thicker oil, and a new cap like that'll solve everything. When the recall finally dropped in April 2025, many owners expected a full redesign. Instead, GM rolled out a surprisingly simple plan. Dealers would inspect each 6.2-liter engine using a special tool called a microscopic. If the readings looked fine, the only change would be a switch to thicker 0W40 oil, a new oil cap with the updated label, and a fresh oil filter. If the engine failed the test, it would get replaced with one built after June 2024, the date GM said production quality improved. The new oil choice confused a lot of people. These engines were originally designed for 0W20, a lighter oil that helps with fuel economy. GM engineers said the 0W40 version forms a stronger film between parts, protecting bearings from heat and wear. The thicker oil can survive higher pressure and temperature spikes, which helps if tolerances inside the engine are already marginal. Therefore, this change wasn't random. It was damage control. Dealers were told to replace engines that showed signs of early bearing wear. That job takes over 18 hours of labor, sometimes longer for SUVs with AC systems. Some shops said it took nearly 2 days just to complete one engine swap. Replacement engines were hard to find because of high demand, and some owners waited up to 5 weeks for parts. Many customers questioned the fix. If the problem came from leftover metal and out-of-spec cranks, how would oil alone protect against that? Owners shared mixed results online. Some said the engines ran smoother, while others still heard light knocking months later. However, GM stood by its plan, saying engines built after June 1st, 2024 used new machining standards and cleaner assembly lines. The company believed the nightmare was finally ending, but a new wave of reports proved it was far from over. 42 fires, 12 crashes, and now GM's lawyers are sweating. By early 2025, the story stopped being about broken trucks and turned into a legal storm. Regulators had already counted 42 fires, 12 crashes, and 12 injuries tied to these engines. Some drivers said their trucks burst into flames minutes after the oil light came on. Others said they lost power while towing with no warning at all. The damage reports all pointed to the same thing: L87 engine failures that went far beyond normal wear. Law firms jumped in fast. One of the biggest, Hagen's Berman, filed a class action lawsuit accusing GM of selling trucks with a hidden defect. The case argued that GM knew about the contamination and crankshaft problems for years, but kept producing engines anyway. The lawsuit also claimed GM's recall fix, the oil change and inspection, didn't stop the real issue, it just delayed it. Therefore, owners wanted more than repairs. They wanted compensation for lost value, downtime, and safety risk. Inside GM, executives faced pressure from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. NHTSA opened a full investigation into nearly 880,000 vehicles, checking if GM acted too slowly or downplayed the risk. Reports from service centers said even replacement engines were failing again, which gave lawyers new ammunition. Meanwhile, GM dealers were stuck between angry customers and corporate policy. They couldn't sell or demo any recalled vehicles until inspections were done. Some dealers said trucks worth $80,000 were sitting idle for months waiting for new engines. However, what made the situation worse was how quickly it spread online. Forums filled with videos of dead engines, smoking Escalades, and long dealership lines. It wasn't just a recall anymore. It was a public relations fire, and while GM fought lawsuits, tuners decided to take matters into their own hands. Tuners are deleting systems and cranking these to 500 horsepower anyway. While GM battled lawsuits and recalls, a different group saw the L87 as a challenge, not a failure. Tuners and builders across the country began tearing into these engines, stripping away the systems they blame for the problems. The first target was dynamic fuel management, the tech that shuts off cylinders to save fuel. They believed that system caused uneven wear and oil pressure swings, so they started doing what they called DFM deletes. A DFM delete keeps all 8 cylinders running all the time. Fuel economy drops, but the engine feels stronger and smoother. Many tuners said the oil pressure stayed more stable, and failures almost disappeared. Shops in Texas, Florida, and Michigan began offering DFM delete kits, and thousands of owners owners lined up for them. Therefore, a new underground movement formed. People taking reliability into their own hands instead of waiting for GM. Then came the power upgrades. With a few changes, a camshaft, exhaust, and tune, the L87 could make over 500 horsepower easily. Some builders pushed past 600. A handful of shops even dropped in forged internals, upgraded oil pumps, and custom tunes to keep them alive under boost. The same engine that caused lawsuits was suddenly a street legend again in tuning circles. However, it came with a catch. Any modification voided warranty and could make a recalled truck ineligible for factory repairs. Some owners took that risk anyway. They said they trusted their local tuner more than GM's fix. By mid-2025, videos of tuned L87s making big dyno runs filled social media. The same motor that broke hearts was now breaking records. But under the noise and the horsepower, the bigger question lingered. How did GM's top engine fall this far this fast? This motor went from GM's pride to every truck owner's nightmare. When GM launched the L87 in 2019, it was supposed to be their crown jewel. The marketing called it the smartest small block ever built. It had 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, and tech that could shut down cylinders to save fuel without drivers even noticing. It went into their best machines: the Escalade, Yukon, Silverado, Sierra, Tahoe. GM bragged that it mixed old school muscle with modern brains. For the first few years, it worked. Truck reviewers praised the smooth power and towing muscle. Owners said it pulled boats and trailers with ease. Sales numbers backed it up too. Hundreds of thousands of trucks rolled off lots with that same 6.2-liter heart. Therefore, GM had every reason to believe this engine would carry their full-size line for the next decade. But by 2023, the cracks started showing. Literally, forum posts turned into news stories. Repair shops began talking about engines blowing up under 80,000 miles. One mechanic said he replaced 3 L87s in a single month. GM's confidence started turning into silence as more reports hit NHTSA. The same engine that made the Escalade feel unstoppable was now seen as a ticking bomb. Families who bought trucks for cross-country trips started carrying extended warranties or spare oil in the trunk. You could scroll through owner groups and see the same line over and over: love the truck, hate the engine. However, GM kept building it. They said engines made after June 2024 were fixed with cleaner parts and better tolerances. Some buyers believed them, but others were done trusting promises. The L87 had gone from hero to headache in just 6 years. And the final question became personal. Would you still trust this engine in your dream truck knowing what's inside it? Would you still trust a 6.2 in your dream rig knowing it might blow up? Every truck fan has asked this question by now. The 6.2-liter L87 looks perfect on paper. Big power, smooth pull, great sound. But once people started hearing about failures, that trust cracked. Buyers who used to brag about owning the top motor now scroll forums before every oil change. Some even keep screenshots of recall notices in their glove box, just in case a dealer argues about coverage. The numbers tell the story better than ads ever could. Almost 600,000 vehicles were called back in the US under recall number 25V274. GM estimated 3% might fail, but 28,000 complaints had already been filed before the recall started. That means 1 in 20 owners might have faced a serious issue. Some paid out of pocket, others waited months for replacement engines that were already back ordered. Owners who got new engines said they felt relief for a while, but a few reported strange noises again within months. One Yukon driver said his second engine started knocking before 20,000 miles. Another owner said the oil pressure dropped suddenly right after a dealer service. Therefore, even after the recall, many still felt they were driving a time bomb. However, not everyone gave up. Some loyalists said GM had fixed the problem for good after June 2024. They claimed the new engines had cleaner machining, better bearings, and stricter quality control. Time will tell if that's true, but trust is slow to rebuild. Right now, the L87 sits at a crossroads. It's powerful, famous, and still one of the last big gas V8s you can buy, but it carries a reputation that no driver forgets. The question remains, do you take the risk for the roar or walk away for peace of mind? Would you risk a 6.2-liter in your dream truck knowing what it can do and what it can destroy? Share your thoughts below, hit subscribe, and join the conversation.